oneself is the greatest achievement. 1,000 words will not leave so deep an impression as one deed. You should never wear your best trousers when you go out to fight for freedom and truth. The majority is always wrong. The minority is rarely right. The spirit of truth and the spirit of freedom. These are the pillars of society. A community is like a ship. Everyone ought to be prepared to take the helm. The costliness of keeping friends does not lie in what one does for them, but in what one refrains from doing. A forest bird never wants a cage. There are some people that one loves, and others that perhaps one would rather be with. The greatest loss is the loss of self-respect. To stand alone is to be free. The final revelation is the realization that the self is enough. I hold that man is in the right who is most closely in league with the future. What we have gained by evolution is worth keeping. What we have lost by stagnation, we have lost forever. There is a perpetual battle between man and his destiny. It is the great task of life to find out what one's destiny is and live up to it. The pillars of society are not the laws and customs. They are the hearts and minds of individuals. The soul's first duty is to itself. One must find one's own truth. A marriage based on lies will not stand. Truth is the cornerstone of any home. Each individual stands alone in the world, responsible for their own fate. Society is like a ship that keeps its course only if the men at the helm are vigilant. The enemy is the dullness of routine, the conformity of the masses. Life is not about finding yourself, but creating yourself anew every day. There is always a risk in being alive, and if you are more alive, there is more risk. Our whole being is nothing but a fight against the dark forces within ourselves. What's a man's first duty? The answer is brief: to be himself. Friends are to be feared, not so much for what they make us do as what they keep us from doing. Truth is never pure and rarely simple. Freedom means that you bear the burden of being yourself. It is our choices that show what we truly are, far more than our abilities. Do not need me to show you the path. Seek it out yourself and find your own way. The most dangerous enemy of truth and freedom amongst us is the compact majority. It takes 50 years for the majority to be right. I'm no longer prepared to accept what people say and what's written in books. I must think things out for myself. What is a poet? An unhappy man who conceals profound anguish in his heart. Real freedom means living life according to one's own principles. Greatness is not in avoiding life's difficulties, but in facing them with courage. To be clever is to recognize the truth in all its many forms. The spectacle of a great wrong is not less fascinating than the spectacle of a great right. Real freedom is being yourself without anyone else's permission. It is difficult to walk at one and the same time many paths of life. What is wanted is not short views, but a wide horizon. It is not by spectacular acts that the truth is established. It is by the quiet assertion of the self. Without freedom, no art. Art lives only on the restraints it imposes on itself, and dies of all others. What is life worth if it does not have the courage to risk? The community, to be truly strong, must uphold the individual spirit. Even the darkest moments are pregnant with potential. It is by doubt that we come to knowledge. It is by action that we come to wisdom. The minority is often right. The majority is always wrong. To live, that is the greatest rebellion. The man who stands alone is often in the strongest position. Real freedom is being yourself without anyone else's permission. The spirit of rebellion must live on in all of us. It is not by spectacular acts that the truth is established. The struggle for freedom is ultimately a struggle against one's inner chains. To live is to war with trolls in the heart and soul. Greatness is achieved not by avoiding difficulties. There can be no freedom or beauty about a home life that depends on borrowing and debt. Take the life lie away from the average man, and straightway you take away his happiness. In great memories, there lies the seed of growth. It is no use lying to one's self. To crave for happiness in this world is simply to be possessed by a spirit of revolt. People who don't know how to keep themselves healthy ought to have the decency to get themselves buried and not waste time about it. Your home is regarded as a model home, your life as a model life, but it is built upon a shifting quagmire. Before I write down one word, I have to have the character in my mind through and through. I must penetrate into the last wrinkle of his soul. If only I could master that demon of procrastination that goes about like a roaring lion and devours all my good intentions. Each bird must sing with his own throat. In the decisive moment, I won the victory over myself. I chose to live. A friend married is a friend lost. Oh, law and order. I often think it is that which is at the bottom of all the misery in the world. It is not for a carefree existence I am fighting. but for the possibility of devoting myself to the task which I believe and know has been laid upon me by God.